I want to talk about some tangible, true examples that happen when we don't understand the difference between how IT's thinking or digital teams are thinking within the manufacturing company and how manufacturers or the shop floor, when they go to build it, are thinking. And these are just a couple examples. You can probably have a laundry list, but these are ones that I see, three specific ones that I see regularly. And it has to do with not understanding this concept that IT has different thought process than manufacturing with different system needs and where this plays out. So let's take a look at three examples. So the first one is with MESs. I'll hear this kind of thing out there where, hey, we need an MES, which is accurate. There can be a lot of value. There's a ton of value in an MES. But what IT focuses on when they go do that, they go find a vendor, they go find somebody who fits their goals of what they've discussed. And it usually is things like, well, we need a bunch of information. Oh, yeah, we'll find a bunch of information. It's going to help us to know waste and downtime and efficiency and OEE or whatever metrics you're trying to track to, which is all accurate when you talk about it at that higher level. But when you get to the details of what are you really caring about? What is it that manufacturing wants versus IT wants? Here's a few examples. Well, IT is focused on consuming the material and tracking the financials of the order, which they'll get. But manufacturing's focus is really on a count of the product that's ran in real time versus a goal so that they can understand efficiency. So through this specific process, how much is running and how efficiently am I running to a goal? Well, a lot of times the MES isn't showing that or isn't able to make it visible in real time, or it's a harder thing to do. The second part of that comes to waste. So again, IT is looking at that financial, whereas what manufacturing really cares about is I need to know why I had waste and instantly when I have waste so that I can go and try to drive reason codes to fix it or eliminate or improve it. Same thing with downtime. Equipment utilization and cost is what IT is going to think about for the financials, but manufacturing is looking at downtime again. Why was I down? Can I respond right away? Did it trigger a notification? How quickly am I getting back up and running? And how do I stop that from happening again? Is their focus. And then the last one on that area is IT has a standard solution. Like, let's come up with this MES package. It might be different or tweaked for each of their processes or areas. But in manufacturing, they have some lines that don't even have a PLC or equipment, but they need to understand these same things above: efficiency, waste, downtime reasons, respond quickly. So what solution do I have for all those areas? So that's where some of that conflict comes in and misunderstanding of the needs needed. And MES is a good one. Another one that you see this in a lot is quality. So QMS systems or CMMS systems or EAMs is a lot of times you'll hear, well, the ERP has this in there. So, and the ERP probably already has your parts list. It probably has your equipment list. So if that's the case, let's use what's in the ERP. It makes sense. I already have logins to the ERP. I already, I know it in IT. So let's use that. However, if you've ever talked to anybody that's used that stuff for the shop floor, I'm not sure I've had anybody say they love it. So if you start looking at why, it gets back to again those same system needs, and ultimately, even if the tool works, a lot of times in manufacturing they don't feel like they own the data. They don't know, they didn't get to set it up, they can't respond quick enough, and it becomes challenging. So they would rather have something in their hands that they can control. So that's another example of where this not understanding each other and understanding system needs can come into some conflict. And then the last one, we like to call in our team shadow IT. So if manufacturing processes, there's no communication. You can use whatever tool you want, which historically paper's been used, Excel's been used, but now in the digital landscape and when you start thinking about your digital maturity journey, you really need to start thinking about what tools from an IT standpoint are we going to provide or allow to be used within the shop floor so that there's not shadow IT, so that manufacturing is not taking IT into their own hands, coming up with a SaaS tool that solves a specific problem, only to have 50 different tools in 3 years down the road or 5 years down the road that creates a big mess that you can't actually integrate and roll up things, and you're kind of backtracking. So having a game plan around that will help reduce shadow IT. So these are three examples I just want to point out that really I hear and see a bunch within manufacturing and IT, and continue to watch some of the different things that we're putting out, trying to help not get in that spot. Especially if you're a small mid-sized manufacturer, you don't have to get to that spot, but you do need to think strategically. You do need to think about your digital maturity journey and your game plan for your work processes on your shop floor.